All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Peter, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here, brother. Um, First of all, to, I'd love for you to share where you are right now because your background is super interesting. So yeah, I'd love to hear where you are right now and what you're doing.
Most people ask me always like if I'm in a sauna, and then I always reply, no, I'm in a camper van, but it feels like a sauna. Uh,
Right. You're in a
I'm in
camper
my
van.
yes, located in Ibiza since 1 month. Yeah, and I'm surprised. Like in the beginning, it was a bit challenging, but now I'm really getting used to everything, and it's really a lot of fun to to create this freedom and yeah,
Amazing.
and being able to do business from this space. Like
Yeah, amazing. You're completely location free, right?
yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations. And I mean, what's brought you to Ibiza?
Mm, of course, I've always looked for warm weather, chasing the sun, the beaches, the ocean, that a lot. But you can find that in many places in the world. But I'm also interested in um, I connect well with like-minded people who are like very conscious. Um, I maybe rather use the word conscious than spiritual because I'm still really grounded. I'm down to earth, but I do like conscious people and deep conversations. And there is some spirituality there, but which does not mean it's all like floating. Yeah. And yeah, Ibiza has a hippie background, so I was very curious about that.
Awesome, man. Sounds like a fun adventure for you. What's the next destination after Ibiza, if you know?
Normally, I will say I answer like this. Normally, the next destination would be Tenerife, the place that I spent the last 2 winters. Yes, it has a lot of magic, a lot of potential. Also, the beaches, eternal spring, and the
Yeah,
mountains, of course, which I also love.
yeah.
So, yeah, it would be nice if I can still end up there. But
Oh,
I have the freedom, I go with the flow as well at the same time.
awesome, man. Yeah, I can't wait for you to come back to Tenerife so we can spend some time together. Amazing. All right, so tell me, where does your journey as a solopreneur start?
Yeah, I tell you where it did not start. Because I really did not plan to be an entrepreneur. It's I would say I'm not that person. It's not really in my blood. I thought. So I started just in a sports store, Decathlon. Just working for a salary for a while and did some fitness coaching in between in the evenings mostly actually. And that went well, but I like traveling, so I also traveled a lot. And at some point I did a world trip and ended up in New Zealand, and I wanted to work there. And I was looking for a job as a fitness instructor, which is my passion and which I like a lot, and I had good experience of that already, expertise. And I ended up after a long search in a fitness club, and they say, yeah, you can work here as a personal trainer, self-employed. I was like, okay, well, if that is the way to do it, I mean, I was so happy to find a job there in New Zealand I felt like a backpacker. So I was very happy because it was a very good premium club. They liked me and they wanted me. And I was like, yeah, if I need to be self-employed, let's just do it. And some people say, yeah, but you can even make more money with that. So I'm like, let's give it a try. And I was definitely in my adventurous mind as a traveler. So I did that. I just took my self-employment number or whatever it was over there and started to work as a self-employed personal trainer without knowing what to expect as an entrepreneur. I thought it was just a thing on paper, self-employed, but then realizing, yeah, I would become an entrepreneur. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's really funny. Do you think that helped you in any way? Not knowing what to expect, not knowing what was required of you.
definitely, because I was not born for it, I would say. Um, I was a person that really lived in my comfort zone. I would not do that, you know. So by being pushed in that position, it really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. And in the beginning, that scared me a lot as well. Like, oh damn, I need to take care of this and this and this. Um, yeah, I need to make sure the salary is there at the end of the month, you know. Taking ownership of that. But that is what made me grow as well. Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah. Wow. Amazing, man. Congratulations. I mean, you mentioned growth and ownership.
yeah,
What other areas, if, when you look back now from when you began to the business owner that you are today, what other areas have you really grown in or developed exponentially thanks to this journey?
yeah. It's hard to pinpoint like one specific thing, but I do think that the personal growth that I went through the last years as a person, you know, as becoming older and more mature, is a lot also thanks to the entrepreneurship. And there are some things, I was having this conversation lately, and there are a couple things in life that really face you with reality and face you with your challenges and make you grow if you're conscious enough. And one of those things is also, for example, a relationship. You know, if you take on a relationship with a nice lady, it's all nice, but she will also challenge you and trigger you, and but that you can use that for your personal growth. You know, you can just fight all the time or think and say, oh, what does this mean? How can I grow from this? Why am I triggered? So a relationship can be a big thing for personal growth. Same as traveling, you know, I traveled so much in my life. Went to a lot of different countries, 7 months Australia, world trip, New Zealand. And by doing that, you know, it gets you out of your comfort zone and you grow a lot from real traveling, right? Not just from going to the hotel. And I think a third one is entrepreneurship, you know, instead of just doing some work, really going for your own business, chasing your dreams. It's a big thing. And if you use it well, it's a big tool for your personal growth.
Yeah,
Like a
beautiful.
big answer on your question, but that's how I see it. So it's, yeah,
Yeah, and you did all of those
yes, it is. Yeah, I did.
simultaneously.
And I'm so grateful because if I look back now where I was 10 years ago, um, it's so magical that I'm really living parts of my dream now. And lately, I am quite happy, have very good energy, and people see it, people notice it. And I say, yeah, I am happy. I'm in Ibiza. I'm doing good. I'm meeting nice people.
Yeah.
I'm achieving parts of my dream, and I
Mm,
am feeling good, not on the surface, but from deeper, because I
yeah.
worked hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
for it.
absolutely. And it's great that you see that and recognize that. And it's great to see you succeeding. Something that you mentioned I found really interesting was chasing your dream. This idea of like traveling around the world, and chasing your dreams. And then you mentioned afterwards, like actually achieving your dreams. So how did you how did you create that transition from chasing your dream to actually living your dreams and making them happen?
Again, that's a big process. You know, it's not like an overnight thing. And you know, there's many parts of that dream. But it's now 10 years ago that I did my first big adventure travel to Australia. And there I just spent my savings, you know, I was backpacking, spending my savings. And I got a concept there. I learned a concept of a digital nomad. I knew back then, so there were people who were earning money online while they were traveling. And now people are like, yeah, 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 of course. But back then, and it's 10 years ago, but I remember it was a thing. It was something very special and unique. Nobody did that, you know. But it got seeded into my mind. It got planted. Yeah, the seed got planted into my mind, and that was really part of the dream. I wanted to become a digital nomad one day, but I had no clue how to do that, you know. So I even went back to home and just normal working, doing normal personal training inside the fitness. But if you have this deep, that's what you read in many personal development books as well. If that deep desire is there, you know, and you're seeing the world in that from that perspective, it will grow and it will grow. And yeah, for me, the seed was planted, and yeah, slowly, bit by bit, I learned. Yeah, digital nomads became normal as well, and I had that dream, and I was still looking for possibilities and thinking about it. And then, yeah, bit by bit, I made that dream come true by a little sideway, actually, because I was doing my passion as a personal trainer, but I did not know how to do that online. So when COVID hit, I changed my job and I became an online content writer for 2 years. I was writing about fitness and health and everything because I thought, oh, that's something that can be done online. I did that for 2 years. So that was like, wow, that's already my ticket to freedom. That gave me the possibility to go to Tenerife. But then still, I realized after 2 years, yeah, but writing full time for other companies is not my passion. My passion is coaching and personal training. And yeah, now these days, you can see it online. The possibilities are endless. And I made the switch to go for online personal training.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is remarkable. Uh, Peter, that's, from going right back, going home, um, working, in a gym, as you kind of put it in a simple way, and kind of reconnecting with that inner purpose, that kind of just drives you, right? And you kind of just follow that feeling, that need to go after what really matters for you. And then all the way back to well, COVID, and what a demonstration of resilience and adaptability, man. That's remarkable. You start writing, um, albeit in your field, but still, it's like applying completely different skill set. Um, wow, amazing. And I think that's one of. Would you agree that that's one of the biggest traits or skill set for a successful solopreneur today? Like to be flexible, adaptable, resilient, connect with your purpose. Would you agree?
Yes, there's many things, obviously, but yeah, definitely the ability to adapt, survival of the fittest, would Darwin say. We
Yeah.
use that in the industry as well, but that's really how it is. And yeah, sometimes this is how I want to do it, but maybe that's not possible, and then you have to do it in another way, and changing and trying, being able to fail, but just always adapting and trial and error, and then you think like, is this ever gonna work, or what is going on? And then suddenly one day you wake up and you realize like, oh wow, I didn't see it, but like the last year I achieved all this and this and this and this.
Yeah. Yeah. The gap in the game. The gap in the game. Love that. Um, I also love talking about like survival and thrival. I call it thrival. Um, and sometimes it's not invisible. Like as you just said, you're doing, and just building, and then one day it's like boom, there it is. It's all right there in front of you. That's amazing. So tell me a little bit more right now about your industry and what's happening in your industry right now that's really catching your attention, or something that's trending. Because there's a lot happening in that area, right? Um,
Fitness industry, of course, is very big, so there's
mm,
always things changing. um but definitely, if we focus on business wise here, of course you can see there's so many people wanting to do what I want as well, being an online
mm,
personal trainer. It's a desirable dream job, actually. um and it's very challenging. What I see as well, there's so many more offer than demands, I think, as well, because you don't need an official license to become a personal trainer. I have, but not everybody has even that license. Some people like exercise. I want to be a personal trainer. So everybody can be a personal trainer. They say like, it's a fun job to do online. So there are so many of them. Um, and if you go online and you see what's going on in the Facebook groups and everywhere, yeah, you see it's how do you say that? Mm, it's a big jungle. So many, um, yeah, the competition online, of course, is big. Like if you live in a
Mm,
village, there might be some
yeah.
competition. Online, there, yeah, you're connected to the whole world, which give you
Hmm.
endless possibilities in a positive way, but also endless competition there from everyone.
Hmm.
Um, but what I would more see as a trend, well,
Well, let me interrupt you there, Peter, because I think that's a really important point. And I'm sure, like you, there are a lot of people experiencing that intense competition. So whether that's in the fitness field or other. Um, so how do you manage that from a business perspective? Having so much competition, um, people from all over the world, online. Um, what do you do? How do you keep thriving?
um, I would say in some way, I don't like to use the word I can't, but in some way, I cannot compete to the big guys. You know, there is tons of perfect fitness models with amazing marketing budgets already and million followers. There's no way you can compete against them unless you you keep true to yourself and loyal to yourself, and then you don't have any competition because there's tons of thousands of personal trainers, but there's only one Peter, you know. And if you want to fit in, you know, and compete with the big guys, I mean, I wish you good luck, but that's tough. And in some way you do. But if you say like, oh, I'm just gonna be me, and be unique, be vulnerable, be real, then you will find the people that match to your energy. And the rest is no competition. They're not meant for you. They're not meant to be your client.
Wow, love that. Wow, that's a great share. To be unique, vulnerable, and be you, essentially, right? Um, yeah, that's beautiful. And actually, when you were sharing that, what came to mind was when I've been working with high performers, for example, what what we recognize is when you're performing at high levels, the competition is actually not out there. The competition's in here. The comp the competition is with yourself, right? And managing expectations of yourself to maintain high standards, keep going beyond those standards, expanding the boundaries, right? Um, so it's not out there really. Although a lot of us, I think, seem to kind of blame the competition that's out there, but it's so difficult, so hard, and everyone's doing the same as me. But actually, high performers, um, they're actually competing with themselves. Um, what comes up when you hear that?
Yeah, definitely competing, or yeah, definitely the limiting, um the how do you say that, the weakest part of the chain, how do you say it? The weakest link of the
Yeah,
chain
yeah.
towards your success is definitely yourself always.
Mm,
That's what you need to learn as entrepreneur, and that's what we said in the beginning, um that being an entrepreneur really reflects your personal development.
mm, yeah, yeah.
I would assume that 90%, it's not like always 100%, but like 90% of the high achievers, yeah, they have this very strong mindset. Otherwise,
Hmm.
it's just not possible. You know?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, the two go hand in hand. A lot of business owners that I work with, they want to focus only on their business, on their work, on the work. And so, very often we'll start in that way, but actually we end up working a lot on themselves personally because, you need to reinforce yourself if you want your business to succeed and vice versa. They,
yeah,
they go hand in hand.
I have a mentor right now as well, a business mentor, and she talks a lot about this identity shift as well, you know.
Mm, mm,
Or like I told you in the beginning, I'm not really an entrepreneur, you know. You can say that, but if it really keeps going into your mind, like, oh, but I'm not a real entrepreneur, you know, that's dangerous, you know. And at a certain point, if you do have your business and everything, you need to own that title. Well, now I am an entrepreneur. I am the
mm.
CEO of my business,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm,
And then it's about like how big can you think and dream, you know, like, yeah, but I'm just a small guy, you know, like I'm just beginning a little bit.
mm,
You can that might be true in the beginning, but can you see yourself in a bigger picture? You can say, hey, I am the person that is worth a 10K month, you know. I'm the
mhm.
person that is worth. Maybe you're not earning it today, but do you feel that you deserve it? You know,
Yeah.
you really step into that mindset and you really embody that, you feel that, it can really be a powerful shift.
Game changer. Yeah. We should talk more about that. We can explore that together in more depth. Um, so Peter, tell me, what are you focused on right now?
Mm, as an entrepreneur, of course, you do a thousand different things, you know.
Or what's most important to you at the moment?
Yeah, so what I'm really doing in practical terms and focusing on is putting out quality content for my marketing, you know, online on the social media. So that's what I'm really
Mm,
focused. But on a bigger picture, strategy wise, I would say I am focusing on finding balance again between doing this sales because I had to learn how to do sales. You know, I had to become a little bit more tough to become a sales guy.
mm,
And now I'm focused on finding a new balance between doing sales, but also staying true to myself, staying genuine and staying me.
mm,
Because that's the a little bit the sequel of your the other question, what you see changing in the industry, that
mm,
there is so many people trying to be someone else, trying to be cooler than they are, or more successful than they are, showing, and that is social media. We know that already for many years, but especially when it's about business and money. And it is tempting, you know, to show yourself in a better way online. Um,
yeah.
then I see people also contacting me, you know, marketing coaches, for example, with fake interest, you know, like, hey,
Mm,
Peter, I see you are in Ibiza. That's so cool. How is it going? And then they're just interested in uh, being your marketing coach.
yeah.
And that really disturbs me. And I need to do sales as well, but I want to do it in the most genuine way as possible. I want to network with, I want to reach out to people, but just be me and be honest and say, I'm Peter, I'm an online trainer.
Yeah. So
Finding that,
go on, finish that thought.
yeah, so that's
And
what yeah, it's about finding that balance again, yeah, between those two. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because maybe it's not about balancing those two. Maybe it's just an integration of one thing. Um, those people who are reaching out, saying, "Hey, I see you in Ibiza, da, 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 da." Maybe they are being genuine in the sense of, "I'm here to sell you something." Maybe that is genuine, but maybe we're perceiving it in a certain way that we don't enjoy, you know? I mean,
Yeah, it's
they're not there to reach out and say, "Hey, Peter, you want to be friends?" But I have a secret agenda to tell you something.
yeah.
So you already know that they want to tell you something. So are they
Mhm.
being genuine? I wonder.
If people want to sell me something, you know, if they want to be my marketing coach, I'm like, and not my friends, then do that. Say, hey, I saw you are a personal trainer and I'm doing marketing, so I was wondering how you're doing and if you need any help.
Mm, mm, yeah,
Direct.
that sounds a lot more
Mm,
authentic, doesn't it? A lot easier to kind of put out there.
For me, it is. Yeah, for me, it is.
Yeah. Interesting. It's a yeah, I think sales is a massive area and challenge for so many solopreneurs like yourself. It's not a skill that you have explicitly learned or trained in, or you're doing that now. But really, I think it comes back to what you were saying before about being authentic and being you and just being, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. This is what I do. I'm absolutely amazing at what I do. Here are the results I create for my clients, right? If you're in need of this, if you're looking for this, then I'm your guy, or at least try it and see if I'm your guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming with like being authentic and genuine. So yeah, I appreciate those values of yours. All right, Pete, as we begin to wrap up, um, one tip that you'd love to share with a fellow solopreneur that could be helpful for them, either in their personal life or in their business, what would you say?
Um, there's many things, of course, that could be possible. At this moment, I would say also trust yourself,
Mm,
which is important to start as an entrepreneur, to believe in yourself and trust yourself and go for it. Um, and what I notice for myself now as well is that um, there's so many ways to do business,
hmm
There's so many ways to build up your business, to do your marketing. And everybody will say it in a different way. You need to do this, you need to do ads like this, you need to, and it's like, whoa, like there's so many options there. And so you
Yeah.
need to, and I mean, another tip of advice would be like ask for help, of course.
Mm,
But besides that, you always also need to trust yourself and go with that gut feeling.
mm,
Yeah, find the right balance between trusting yourself, but also be open-minded for advice. Obviously, it's good to have coaches and mentors.
mm.
But
Yeah.
part of being an entrepreneur and being a successful entrepreneur is that you are unique and you have your unique vision,
Yeah. Nice.
And if you listen to everybody and blend in the mass, maybe you're not going to be successful. And if you have
Nice.
this unique gut feeling, like, yeah, but I see it this way, many people be like, yeah, that's not the way to go, but that's
Yeah.
your unique approach as well.
That's it.
And in that part, you need to keep trusting yourself.
Mm. So trust yourself, trust your gut, follow the path. Yeah, love it. Peter, thank you so much for sharing your experience, your journey with us. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Pleasure,
Thanks, brother.